This Thursday, voters in England will go to the polls for local elections that may well shape the future of British politics far beyond town halls and mayor positions. A mayor position sounds a little bit like a cow grunting, doesn't it? Meh, or a sheep. These elections matter not merely for who wins, but for what they reveal. A nation disillusioned, a political class in flux, and an electorate still desperately pressing the change button, hoping somehow for different results. The short answer, no one will win outright. That's my prediction. The long answer, Reform UK, will be the headline story. Labour will scrape through badly bruised, and the Conservatives will lose badly, and the Lib Dems will remain as comfortable as they are, maybe gaining a few more seats here and there. Nigel Farage's insurgent party stands to gain the most because it's not really got anything so far. From a standing start in local government, they're likely to win the mayoralties of Greater Lincolnshire and Hull and East Yorkshire, which fills my heart with despair at the thought of Andrea Jenkins, the single-finger prodding ex-Conservative MP who lost at the general election, floated around in yellow, sticking her finger in the air like some mad individual, thinking that was fun, thinking that was ministerial. It isn't. They're likely to secure hundreds of council seats and perhaps even snatch the Runcorn and Helsby by-election from Labour, a feat that would have seemed preposterous a year ago. They're winning not because they are particularly good or because they offer anything, because nobody can tell me what Reform UK offers at all, but because of the national mood, the cost of living, immigration, a decrepit NHS, a profound distrust of the political establishment, a civil service which is becoming so bureaucratic and so unhelpful. People are not necessarily enamoured with Farage himself. They often describe him as carrying baggage. But they are willing to roll the dice because they feel Labour and the Conservatives have both failed to deliver. Labour, meanwhile, faces a far tougher night than the newly elected government would normally expect. In places like Doncaster, Labour may lose council control completely despite a decades-long dominance. Reform threatens them in seats that should safely be Labour. Sir Keir Starmer, still basking in his July 2024 general election victory, will find that whatever honeymoon he thought he had is over, and his pivot to blue Labour policies, embracing the flag, cutting welfare spending, moving right on cultural issues, has alienated parts of his own base, creating a vacuum the Greens are eager to exploit. Meanwhile, the pressure on VAT on schools and the pensioners' fuel allowance, these are things which seem savage to people who are natural supporters of either Labour or the Conservatives. The savagery of the economic twists, and the Conservatives are bracing for catastrophic losses. Why? Because they're being led by a twit. Of the 23 councils contested, they currently control 16. They could lose 500 to 600 seats, perhaps even being overtaken by the Lib Dems in local government control. And Kemi Badenoch's early leadership inadequacy is about to face a baptism of fire, with internal whispers about a right-wing pact with Reform already growing louder. And the winners? Are they ready for what's coming next? Reform, even if victorious, will face a brutal reality check. Running local government is a far cry from shouting from the sidelines. They will not have the power to slash taxes overnight. Mayoral powers are severely limited, and spending is controlled through slow collective processes. As Ben Houchen, a Conservative mayor, wryly noted, Reform may be exposed as a basket case, all slogans and no delivery. Labour is hardly better prepared. If they lose ground, it will expose not just the fragility of their current support, but their lack of a convincing narrative beyond "we're not the Conservatives." Being dragged to the right might neutralise Reform's threat short term, but it risks hollowing out the party's identity altogether. And the Conservatives are in existential peril. Badenoch insists there will be no Westminster pact with Reform, but the pressure to forge local alliances will intensify. And Thursday could mark the start of the Conservative Party's open civil war between those who want reform conservatism and those who want to merge with Farage's populism. That is the deeper question. Are we ready? British politics is entering a continental phase, multi-party, fragmented, volatile, and our first-past-the-post system was designed for duopolies, not pluralities. It magnifies local oddities into national shocks and risks creating governing majorities that most voters did not actually choose. We are hurtling towards coalition politics without the infrastructure, the culture, or even the electoral system designed to manage it. The danger is not simply that Farage may triumph or that Labour may stagnate, it's that disillusionment deepens, trust corrodes further, and governance collapses into chaos. It's at the doom loop described by political analysts where voters seek change, find none, and seek after ever more radical alternatives continues unchecked. Voters want real, tangible change, but Thursday will likely confirm that they are voting for vibes more than for plans, and in that gap between expectation and reality, the seeds of despair drive crisis even deeper. The seeds of despair are sown like the dragon's teeth. In short, reform will win, but they're not ready. Labour will cling on, but they are not ready. The Conservatives will collapse, and they are certainly not ready. And we, the British people, must ask, are we ready for the consequences of what we are about to unleash?